Hello everyone, this is Warm Light Tarot. Welcome to today's reading for June. This is a love and relationship reading. Thank you for being so patient with me. I prefer to post monthly readings before the month starts, but this time I had some travels, as I mentioned in my previous video, so that's why it took me a bit longer to get to filming this video here. Also, happy Pride Month to anyone and everyone who celebrates it. That is why I'm using these lovers cards from the Star Spinner tarot deck. It has 4 different lovers cards to match your preference, but I would like you to choose your pile based on your intuition and not your orientation or your preference or your current relationship. So just see which one you feel most drawn to. Okay, so pile number 1 here we have Amethyst, pile number 2 Garnet, pile number 3 Obsidian. I'm gonna show it a little bit closer in case you don't see it well, because it's very black and shiny. This is a general reading, so please take in only those messages that you feel drawn to and leave out the rest, okay? Now I will let you have a moment alone without me talking, so you can look at these piles in peace and see which one you feel most drawn to, and feel free to pause this video if you need more time, okay? Hello, pile number 1. You chose this piece of amethyst, and here are your cards. Let's have a look. So the first 2 cards that I pulled represent where you are right now when the month starts and during the month. So we have the Justice here and 2 of Chalices here. These are 2 very positive cards to me. Well, the Justice is tells me that you get what you put into your relationship or into your love life, your dating life, if you're single, because it is a very fair card. So if you think about justice, it's supposed to be fair. That's the ideal. And when we think about the law of attraction, it's fair. So this is kind of the card of getting what you deserve or getting what you put into things. So if you're kind of positive and loving, and maybe if you want to attract someone into your life if you're single, then if you're just spending time maybe dating people or just being open to love, you're gonna get what you want and you deserve in the end. So, and I feel like you will attract love and create harmony and attraction this month. So if you are in a relationship, it seems like a very harmonious place to be. And if you're single, you could definitely meet someone new this month. And it seems like a very, harmonious relationship. It has this, lovely energy with 2 very similar, like-minded people being drawn towards each other and just having a lot of love for each other. So it feels kind of destined to me what's going to happen this month. Then let's look at the surrounding energies. So we have the Five of Cups, Queen of Cups, and another Justice card. It's very, very interesting. So I feel like with the Five of Cups, I feel like there is someone who feels like they've lost you, or there's a sense of loss and pessimism in this connection that you have. Like, if you're not dating, it could be that they're really into you and they pine after you, but they're not focused on what's left. They're just focused on what they've lost. Like, maybe you had an argument, or maybe you were dating someone else and they're like, I've lost this person forever. Or if you are in a relationship, I feel like this could represent an argument or something that the two of you had, that they're not really over it yet. Something is bothering them about it. And if it's someone entirely new that you are meeting, it could be that they're just fresh out of a breakup, so they're kind of feeling pessimistic. However, then we have the Queen of Cups here, and that's a card of, emotional fulfillment and love. So this person becomes very, happy after they move on from this situation. Like, if it's someone who's new in your life, it could be that they meet you and they just get over this other person, their previous relationship. Or if this refers to a connection that you have in your life, in that case, it could be that you just move on from that argument or whatever has been going on in your life. So you just kind of mature into this, very fulfilled, happy, sense of love with the Queen of Cups here. And like I said, the Justice card is about, getting what you deserve. It's very fair. It's very clear. So, if there has been some unclarity in a connection, in a relationship, I feel like this situation really becomes clarified for you this month. And, you will either attract a loving connection into your life, or your current connection, your current relationship has a great month. In June, lots of loving vibes and lots of, harmonious interactions between the two of you. I also pulled an outcome card. So this is a card for where will you be after this month. And we have the Lovers here. So that's a great sign in a love reading. It's like the greatest card for love in the tarot deck. So this could be you and your partner, or your person, like you're really attracted to each other, very happy. Or if you're single, it's a great month to attract someone new into your life and just kind of get what you deserve, what you want, what is fair, according to universal principles like law of attraction. So there's a lot of great cards for love here. Two of Chalices, Queen of Cups, the Lovers, two Justice cards. Whatever this is here, it just feels like that situation will be over very, very soon. Also check the bottom of the pile. And we have the Queen of Wands. So I feel like your love is very fiery, passionate, even protective. One of you is very protective of the other one. So it's a, great time to just celebrate your love life and do things together. You have a very mature relationship, confident. There's like confidence and maturity and lots of love in this connection. And it could be that one of you, probably you, is the Queen of Wands, someone who is very fiery and confident, who knows what they want, very nurturing and loving, just kind of attracts this other person to you. And then the other one of you is the Queen of Cups, so someone who is more emotional, perhaps more intuitive, perhaps more spiritual. And then I pulled some oracle cards for advice. So we have a card called Muladhara, and it refers to the root chakra. And all these oracle cards can represent major arcana in the tarot deck. And the Muladhara represents the star, which is about healing. So this card just tells me that in your own personal life as well as your love life, it is important to go into the root, to the foundation of who you are and what your relationship is. Because if you're not rooted down, if you don't feel safe, secure within yourself or within your relationship, there will be a lot of fear and anxiety. You could refer to this one. Like if this other person doesn't feel confident that they have you, they could be feeling like they've lost you, even though it seems like a very loving reading. So I don't think that they've lost you if this is someone like an existing person in your life. So it's very important to connect to your, to yourself as well as to your partner, to your relationship, and feel safe and secure in those things. And there was a jumper as well, the Eternal Return. When I pulled the other card, the Eternal Return jumped out, and it's a card that refers to the Death card. And so it's about constant change and cycles. It advises you to embrace change and not fear it. It's definitely a great card for transformation and things changing in your life for the positive, even though the process may seem very scary. So just surrender to this relationship, to this connection, to this love, and don't fear it. So I feel like everything will be okay. It's a very positive cycle for you. So just trust the process, okay? And I pulled another oracle card as an extra advice. So we have Manipura, solar plexus chakra. So it's about your sense of self and knowing what you want and who you are. So it is important to connect to this chakra as well. So root chakra and your solar plexus chakra, to know who you are and what you want out of your relationship and how you want it to perceive, and just knowing who you are, because that's very important in a relationship, to know who you are and just follow your own path. So pile number 1, that was your reading. I hope that it provided some clarity to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hello, pile number 2. You chose this piece of garnet. And here are your cards. Let's have a look. So the first 2 cards that I pulled represent where you are this month in terms of your love and relationships. So we have the Justice card and the Ten of Swords. So it's interesting that this Justice card also came up for pile 1. So you are in a very similar place at the start of this month. And the Justice to me is about getting what you give. Justice is supposed to be fair, ideally. And that is what this tarot card refers to. So it's, it could be, secular law or law of attraction. So it's kind of like you get what you put into situations, ideally. However, I feel like you've been kind of expecting things to happen, or you've been kind of pushing things to go towards a certain direction for some time, because then we have the Ten of Swords, and it's a card of being at your lowest point. So you are really kind of hitting rock bottom in terms of your love life here. So it could be like actually like arguments with a love interest with your partner, or your fears and anxieties getting the best of you. So it could be that these swords are your internal thoughts, that you're just really lost in them. However, the only way to go from here is up. So the Ten of Swords is also about enlightenment and, you know, a new beginning. So even though you would feel this energy, don't fear it, because it will get better from this point on. So the next cards that I pulled represent the surrounding energies. And so we have the Five of Cups, Seven of Wands, and Three of Swords. Again, curiously, pile number 1 also had the Five of Cups here as the first card. If you feel like this reading doesn't resonate with you, I would recommend you to check the reading for pile number 1, because I kind of feel like, you know, you could be in the same place. You start the month in a very similar note, but there are two paths. So one path is shown here in these cards, and to be honest, it looks a little bit negative. And the other path for pile 1, it starts here as well, but it's a bit more positive reading. So if this doesn't resonate with you, or if you are really in this situation and you kind of want to see how you could, you know, make it more positive, then I would suggest checking the reading for pile number 1 as well. But anyway, let's get into this reading now. So I feel like this could actually be a person in your life. It doesn't feel like these are energies for single people necessarily, but rather for people who have a partner or who have some sort of connection in their life. With the Five of Cups, I feel like they feel like they've lost you. There's loss and pessimism in this card. So it doesn't feel like everything is lost, but there's like a great loss still, and they're just kind of focused on what's gone wrong. And the Seven of Wands, it could be about, you know, arguing who's right. There are different viewpoints. It's also a card of competition, so it could be that you disagree about something. So you are not seeing eye to eye with this person. It may also refer to jealousy, because it's, like I said, a card of competition and kind of staying on top of the game. So I feel like they really just want to be number one in your life, and that is causing conflict. Like maybe you have some other engagements, other people that you care about, and you know, they just want you all to themselves, or you know, there's just different priorities or something like that. And with the Three of Swords, it's a clear card of heartbreak. So I feel like the situation for you and this person may end in heartbreak, like a breakup, or you just go your separate ways, because it doesn't seem like a very happy situation where we are here. However, I did pull another card, just kind of see like, where is this leading to? And we have the Fool, which is like a start of a new journey. So it's a very happy, curious card. So whatever ends here, there will be a kind of happier and new journey starting after this point here. Okay, The next two cards that I pulled represent the outcome, so where you will be after this month. So we have the Seven of Swords and the King of Swords here. So the Seven of Swords tells me that you are leaving something behind. You're kind of sneaking out and you're keeping these swords close to your chest. So I feel like maybe you're not really speaking out your truth. You're not saying everything that you could say to this person. Maybe you just want to get out of the situation. Maybe you just want to stop arguing. So you're just leaving the situation. It feels like you end up in a more mature place. There will be clarity, there will be truth, and it seems like you will end up to a much happier place. You will be feeling more mentally stable. So it could be that this relationship, this connection, this other person has really pulled you down so that you feel like the Ten of Swords. But then when you leave the situation, you immediately just feel relieved, like you are in charge of your life again. And just out of interest, I also pulled another card just to see what happens after this. So we have the Three of Wands, which is about, building something new and just kind of looking to a new future and possibly moving. So I do feel like it may be a tough month for you, but it's a happier beginning, a fresh beginning, and you will be kind of looking forward to your future. So it's not necessarily that the experience may be negative, but the outcome of it, will be okay. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. Just focus on creating your future, creating the type of future that you want for yourself and for your love life, okay? And lastly, I pulled two oracle cards to offer some extra advice. And the first card is called Awaken. So it's about, your inner eye opening, seeing something that you can't close your eyes to anymore. It's about not going back because this process takes you to a better place. It's a process that may be unpleasant, but ultimately it's for your highest good. So just trust this process, even though it would be painful, because you are awakening to something a lot better. And then the other oracle card that I pulled is called Pratyahara. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that one, but it's a concept in yoga of controlling your senses and letting go of attachment. So that could be things like drinking coffee or checking your social media. It's just focusing on your inner being, maybe like through meditation. Could be getting rid of addiction. So like, for example, if you're just addicted on chatting with this person or checking their social media, it is just letting go of those attachments and just, focusing on healing, focusing on your inner work, not being so controlled by your senses and what your impulsive mind tells you to do in your everyday life. So I would definitely focus on healing yourself, focus on bettering yourself and getting out of any toxic situations, because it ultimately will lead you to a lot better place. Okay, so pile number 2, that was your reading. I really hope that it provided some clarity to you, and if you don't feel like this reading fully resonated with you, but the beginning situation here did, like I said, please refer to the reading for pile number 1 as well, okay? So thank you so much for watching. Bye bye. Hello, pile number 3. You chose Obsidian. And here are your cards. Let's have a look. So the first 2 cards that I pulled represent where you are this month. So your energies. We have the Lovers and 3 of Chalices here. With the Lovers, I feel like it is a great time for love and relationships in your life. It could be a happy relationship, you're just so in love with your partner, or if you're single, it could mean that you attract someone into your life. Whatever it is, it's very harmonious and loving, and you could be meeting this person through your social circles, or maybe your friends first and then you become lovers. Or if this is you and your partner, if you're in a relationship, you just have this great time together, like you go out, kind of depending on where you live, if there are any lockdowns or things like that going on, but it does feel like a very social, happy period for you, whether you're in a relationship or single. The next cards that I pulled represent your surrounding energy. So we have the Queen of Wands, 8 of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. So first, what these cards tell me is that if you're single, I feel like there could be this Queen of Wands type of person in your life first. Someone who's very fiery, confident, very sensual. Maybe you have a very passionate relationship with this person. And to me, it just feels like a happy, fun thing. But with the 8 of Cups here, maybe you don't have an emotional connection between the 2 of you. Like maybe something is lacking despite, you having a great connection otherwise. So you've built something together, but it's not enough for you. And there may be someone else in your life, like this Queen of Pentacles type, someone who is more grounded and down to earth. Someone who is maybe more willing to settle down and start building a home, building a family together. So it could be kind of moving away from this other person into this relationship or a connection with this other person here. I feel like this is someone who loves nature, maybe loves gardening, because we have this kind of earth nature theme in this card. Or if you are in a relationship, I feel like you have a very passionate relationship with this person. Maybe there have been some arguments or some disagreements, and you walk away from those disagreements, and that kind of catapults you into this more grounded, steady, loving energy between the 2 of you. And the outcome cards for this month are the High Priestess and the 4 of Wands. So this is kind of like where you are, where will you be after this month. So the High Priestess, tells me that this whole relationship or connection with someone feels like a mystical experience for you. It kind of makes you go within. You just want to trust your intuition and nurture something within yourself, or there is just this great intimacy between the 2 of you. With the 4 of Wands, I feel like you have built a good foundation for your relationship. So if you are in a committed relationship, it is a time of celebrating your commitment, celebrating your relationship, And if you're single, it feels like you are celebrating, you know, finding this person that you feel like you could settle down with because you really care about each other and you've attracted each other into your life, and it feels like a very fulfilling connection for both of you. Lastly, I pulled 2 oracle cards to offer some advice. So the first card is called Karma, and it corresponds to the Wheel of Fortune in tarot. So it's about karmic lessons. Sometimes, you know, you have rougher lessons, sometimes you have happier lessons. So I feel like this period of time in your life is it's a result of good karma. With the Wheel of Fortune, it feels like your luck is changing for the positive. So maybe you've been going through a lot. Maybe life hasn't been that great for you before this situation. But in June, it just really, feels like an universal blessing. Like a karmic blessing. This whole relationship or your love life in general. And the other oracle card that I pulled is called Anahata. It refers to the heart chakra, another great card for love and relationship. So Anahata is it's about love, self-love and love of others, compassion. I feel like it is an advice to just put down your armor and just kind of let your heart guide you in pulling you towards this other person. So just trust your heart energy. It has a similar kind of coloring and vibe as this Queen of Pentacles card here. So I feel like it could advise you, it does advise you to, follow your heart and choose the person that you feel most drawn to, because you will feel it in your heart. And if there are several people or 2 different people in your life, I feel like you do know which one of them you want, because there is this great connection and a lot of love between the 2 of you. Okay, so I feel like these cards are so lovely and positive, so I'd be very curious to hear how June turns out for you and how your love life is in June, because based on these cards, it's a very lovely period of time for you. Okay, so pile number 3, that was your reading. I really hope that you enjoyed it and that it provided some clarity to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye bye.